All right. Well, hello and welcome everybody again to episode 2 of The Heart of the Sea. And then came the rain. Who would like to fill in everybody on what happened last time? I see I'm going to have to pick on someone. Hold on, Anthony. Hold on. OBS is doing a weird... Try speaking now. OBS is doing a weird thing. Why is it doing this? Nope. If I do this. God damn it. Okay. This is a fucking disaster.
Has anything changed since the last time?
I fixed it.
There we go.
Now you
can
can
hear
go,
us now?
Anthony. Yes, I'll have to edit this whole part out.
Neat.
No, I'm probably just gonna
Okay.
leave it in because I'm lazy.
Yeah. Hey, we are the trashiest stream to ever stream.
Exactly.
Okay. So, back in session 0. Are you guys
One,
getting bad
not 0.
echo?
No.
No, I was going back to session 0. You know what? I'm just gonna mute my mic because I know you're picking me up through other people's mics.
Okay. So back in session 0, we had went into a pub, and in that pub was a guy trying to sell a treasure map. We ended up buying that treasure map, and that guy used the money to get off of the island.
Okay. Why? Okay, Anthony, I can barely hear you on Ice's mic, so why don't we do it this way? Ice mutes, you talk. When Ice needs to talk, he unmutes and you mute.
Excellent.
And I'm just loud, so I'll just exist.
How do
Okay, so I will continue.
I just go
So
blind
session
now?
1 we picked up following that map onto a island just a little bit southwest of where we were. When we got to the island, it was pretty empty, mostly palm trees with just like some random coconuts, no life to be seen. There was a well in the middle. We ended up finding a way to get down into the well, where there was a sarcophagus and lots of like loose gold and treasures all over the place. We found that there wasn't really any magic anywhere, except for something that was inside of a chest. On the chest was an inscription that read, "In darkness and in chaos may you find what you seek." And upon opening it, there was an amulet. And our captain, Tilia, put on the amulet, and upon putting it on, a further inscription popped up on the chest that only she could see that read, "Deep in the chasms where the water reeks, slay the beast guarding its reef, find the crown bearing light." Which could possibly be a clue to where we're supposed to go next. Aside from that, we found a whole bunch of jewelry that we were able to take and sell. And later on, I was seeing a dream through somebody else's eyes, with a huge incoming storm. And there is a huge incoming storm. So Jurgen is a little freaked out about that. And there was a voice in the dream that said, "You shall become marked twice by lightning to name you true, twice by teeth to set your path, and thrice by men to seal your fate." Later, we ended up going back to the main island that we were at. I forget which isle we're actually at right now. One of Baron Teal's isles. We went to the Wench's Goblet to get a new lead where a bartender was telling us about this incoming storm. And somewhere there's a very large merchant ship that crashed. And that is about it. Oh, and there were wanted posters with either Kazar or someone who looks very similar to Kazar.
Blake, I can barely hear you.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Everyone over there turns on push to talk for just this session as our push to talk representative.
Yeah.
We ended the session with Tilia being surrounded by a whole bunch of people with very sharp objects.
Swords?
Yeah.
Yeah, those pesky little things.
But specifically sharp ones.
Yeah, not dull, blunt ones, sharp ones.
You know how
That-
funny it would be, though, if people went at her and their swords were just like bludgeoning weapons because they weren't sharp?
Stranger things have happened. Anyway, without further ado, let's just go ahead and hop right into combat. If you are one of my players, I have switched to track 6 in my playlist that I have made. That'll be our combat music for the evening. Alright, Tilia, picking back right up where we left off. There are about 6 people here. You heard definitely 3 behind you, and like a quick glance over your shoulder shows that that is exactly what's going on. Okay, they're all dressed very similar except for the man leading right in front of you. They're all definitely pirates, but they've got like handkerchiefs kind of pulled up, so that way the only thing you can see is from like their eyes down. The only person whose face you can make out is the guy in the lead. But he has his hood up, so everything you're seeing is kind of like shrouded in a little bit of shadow.
So have these guys, like, how exactly did we leave it off? Did they say anything?
No, they immediately drew swords. The lead guy right there said, "You should have never left the island." And I want you to roll initiative right now.
Six.
Oh, and for everyone, make sure you have your token selected by clicking on it before you roll.
Yes, sir.
Oof.
That's rough.
I guess I'll put the tiebreaker in there for these guys too.
Can I retroactively make a witty remark at least?
These guys are not gonna let you get one of those outs.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Tilia's face will light up with a very big smile.
She's excited to be fighting.
Also, I got no acknowledgement in the Twitch chat, so I just want to brag that I got 50 subscribed months to Robert.
Hell
today.
yeah. You are
Very nice.
you are by far my biggest fan, and I appreciate you.
I am. Because love is only shown through, like, monetary transfer.
Yeah, exactly.
So that makes me the biggest fan.
Yeah, you guys have to, if you want me to love you even harder, you guys got to just give me money.
Either buy Dubby
That's
Or
a
give
that's a
him
joke,
money.
by the way. I just love Alex more because he's sexy.
I did buy W though. It's on its way right now.
Yes, I
With
saw.
the link, with the code below.
Yeah,
if
with
anyone's
use
watching.
code crackdm at checkout for 10% off your order to support the stream and everything that I do here. But without further ado, this lead guy right here, like, I imagine you pull free your spear and like you've got that big grin on your face. You're raring to go, eager for the fight. He looks at all of the men around and he says, "You lads take care of the lady. I've got other matters to deal with." And then he disappears
No.
in a puff of smoke. This guy behind you is just gonna run right up to you. And like as soon as blades start flying, there are civilians around, they start running. And you hear somewhere a bell starts to ding. What's your AC?
16.
Yeah, he definitely misses you. Yep,
Yeah, this
he
guy-
rolled an 11, so yeah, he missed.
I probably just gave him the crazy eye.
Yeah, well, like he takes a couple swings and like, this guy's an amateur. You know, you've handled people way better than these guys. His buddy immediately gonna come rushing in. He also misses.
Nice.
Guy number 3. Give it up for guy number 3, who also misses.
I am unstoppable.
Guy number 4. Let's give it up for guy number 4. He hits.
Oh,
Go
does
guy
he
number
now?
4.
I'm gonna use Wall of Blades, and I don't really super entirely have all this maneuver stuff figured out on
Okay.
Roll20.
Well,
But that's the description, if nothing else.
so when an enemy makes a melee ranged attack against you, you can initiate this counter to oppose the attack by making an attack roll with any melee weapon you are holding. Alright, I'm gonna basically treat this as like you're meeting his attack DC. So if you beat a 21,
Oh, I bet I can do it.
I bet you could do it too.
no, well, with an 11, you're only about halfway there.
That is okay.
He gets a stab in for 5 damage.
Ouch.
Guy number 5. Let's give it up for guy number 5.
You go, guy.
He misses. These guys are not good at their jobs. Tilia?
It's all on me.
Yeah, it's your turn. Your go.
So being absolutely surrounded is not where I want to be. So how tall are the buildings around me?
Let's see. This one is probably the most squat. It's about 20 feet high. This longer building is about 30 feet high, and then that one is 20 feet, but you wouldn't be able to jump up there because it would take too much of your movement.
Right. And where is everyone else?
You went carousing on your own trying to find information, and so they found you when you were
Oh,
completely alone.
That's true.
So,
Yeah.
unfortunately, the rest of the party does not know this is happening. We'll come to what happens to them after this.
He thinks something's gonna happen to us.
Foreshadowing.
We'll be fine.
Okay, cool. I mean, now's the time to use them. I'm gonna use another maneuver, Claw at the Moon.
You make one additional attack with each weapon you wield to max service checks. Okay.
So I just get one extra attack, basically.
Okay. And it has to be directed at the same opponent, so you can't, like, pick two of them. You gotta all go at the same guy.
Yep, for sure. And so this guy, is this like a kind of berm around the house that this guy's standing on?
Yeah.
Or this color? Yeah, it's just, yeah, okay.
Yeah. This is like,
that-
it's very crude, like dirt road, and then this is just grass that wasn't tramped down, basically.
Cool. I'm gonna go for him because well, actually no. Can I?
You can change your target.
Well, I want to actually not target them and just disengage by just jumping over them and running away.
Okay. Give me just a second.
So, I mean, 5 versus 1 is not where I want to be, and I think fighting might not be the best choice right now. I was thinking to myself, surely he wouldn't kill me 5 minutes into session 2. But no, he's killed me 20 minutes into session 1 before. There's
Hey,
There's
that
no
was
hope.
that was all your fault, okay?
It was Warhammer, but still.
My question is, does jumping provoke an attack of opportunity?
Good question.
Does it?
Not if you disengage, because that's your action.
Well, I don't think it would. I don't think it would, as long as I don't leave his engagement, or like I don't
Well,
leave his range.
Those. Remember how high that roof is. You would leave his range. You would leave all 5 of their ranges to give 5 attacks of opportunity.
Right? Well, I'm just talking about yeeting myself over. Oh shoot, yeah, attacks of opportunity no matter which way I slice it. All right, screw it. No, I am going to make a flurry of blows at the guy to my south. Final answer.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. Guy to your south, so this guy down here.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, my viewer south.
Okay.
And then I don't. No, I'll just leave it at that then.
13 hits.
Sweet. It's actually an 11. I'm afraid.
Oh, an 11? 11 does not.
Yeah, because this is a large weapon.
Got you. Okay. That definitely hits.
That should hit. So that is 9. It only subtracts 2 hit.
Awesome. Yeah, he's definitely hurting after that, but he is not down. You get him you get him a deep kind of gash. But
So, in Tilia's experience, she's fought a lot of people, and I'd imagine a good tell of how experienced someone is how they react to actually getting hit. Like, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. Can I analyze this guy to figure out, like, is this some scared, like, teenager, or is this, like, a guy who has killed many people? Can I get a feel for that?
yeah. What would I have you roll for that?
I don't know what martial lore is, but that kind of sounds like something under martial lore.
I said roll for body count.
Do you have survival?
Not trained, no.
What about sense motive?
I do not.
Do you have martial lore?
I do have martial lore.
You're still
Okay.
muted, so they can't hear you.
I will allow the martial lore in place of those two.
Oh, it's a shame because my wisdom is pretty high.
You can roll.
You
sense
can't
motive
really.
untrained.
Oh, you can?
Or wait, no, hold on.
Yeah, sense
my
motive is a basic skill.
My wisdom is garbage. My survival, I just have 8 points in survival.
You have 8 points in roll survival.
Jesus.
I'll
Yeah,
give you.
I-
I'll give you
Well-
a new roll. Roll survival.
it wasn't checked. Yeah,
There
we
you
Never
go.
mind.
There you go. Okay, yeah, these guys, I wouldn't say that they're completely inexperienced, but when it comes to like the person they're fighting, you've got them way outclassed.
They're just kind of ambush guys. They're not used to
Yeah.
holding their own. Okay, awesome. That
Okay,
is
so
the end
like
of
the fact that
tournament.
all of them couldn't even like get you down in that first round has already got them kind of like, like
Yeah, true.
so that is your turn. Guy number one. Let's give it up for guy number one. And he critically fails. And that is a good time for me to bring up my critical failure table.
Oh, yes. I love those.
Alright. Where is... Yeah, let's go. Critical miss. Roll... Go ahead and roll a D100, Alex. We'll see what happens to this guy. Well, I'll let you decide. $66.
That's just 3 off from funny.
66
3.
is how embarrassing you missed. I hope no one saw. So he just misses. Nothing extra happens.
Dang.
That works for me.
Guy number two. Let's go for guy number two. 19.
19 hits.
You take 11 damage.
Ouchers.
Guy number 3. Let's give it up for guy number 3. The guy that you stabbed. He rolls a 12. Does not hit. Oh, I'm sorry, that was guy number 4. My bad. I skipped guy number 3. Guy number 3 rolls a 4.
That also does not hit.
Guy number 5 rolls a nat 20.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, that doesn't hit. My bad.
No, nat 20's never hit. What are we talking about? Where is my D percentile? Opening up my own box of doom here. There we go. $14. Regular critical hit. Okay.
Nothing special so far.
6
Thankfully.
damage.
6 I can handle.
He rolled 2 1s on his damage. And he is not flanking, so he doesn't get +2. Tilia.
Is that all they got?
They're all they're doing is coming at you with short swords, basically.
So I am curious. I will. I'm gonna try to attack the guy just directly below me again.
Okay.
Nothing fancy yet.
Even with -2, that hits.
Nice.
He's dead.
Splat.
Yeah, you stab him like right through the chest with your spear, and he goes down screaming.
Excellent. In that case, I am going to... I'm going to try to use a swift action to jump and disengage with sudden leap.
Okay, now it does say that you provoke attacks of opportunity with that movement, so...
Yep, but I can attempt a tumble check to avoid any attacks I provoke.
Okay, with 4 dudes on you, that's going to be a steep tumble check. You can go ahead and try.
Hey, I'll try it. It's, hopefully, maybe works.
And which way are you doing this leap?
Right through the gap, so I can get, like, maximum distance away from these chumps.
Gotcha.
Chumps.
Yeah, because jumping
Roasted.
over them takes up way too much of my movement.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your tumble check. Okay. Yeah, you tumble away from their attacks. So,
Sweet.
all right. So go ahead and also now roll your jump check. 39. How far were you wanting to jump?
Well, as far away as possible, so I guess that means 30 feet. I
Okay.
don't think I can jump farther than that.
Well, you didn't get a running start.
Which I don't believe I need because... Hold on, I have so many stupid little stances. Let me just find it here. 'Cause I have a stance that I always use that gives me... There, I posted all the text in the Discord there. While you're in the stance, you gain a plus 10-foot enhancement bonus on jump checks, and any jumps I made are considered running jumps.
Okay. Okay. Then yeah, you can cover that 30 feet then.
Trust me, I had to do my research to make jumping viable. I measured like 4 times. Okay.
They're all just like, whoa!
And I will shoot them a wink as I fly by them, disengaging.
Okay. These are just ambush men, so I'm gonna have them make morale checks.
And I am going to, once I land, look at them dead in the eye, cup my hands around my mouth, and yell, "Help!" and just staring at them.
Okay.
I mean, these streets can't be empty, right? I need more audience.
Guy number 1 is not deterred. And he's just gonna come barreling right at you. And miss.
Oh, he's gonna pay for that.
These guys can't hit for shit. Guy number 2. He is also uncaring about being seen right now. Shh. You got him in the choke point. He also misses. Guy number 3.
Give it up.
Guy number 3 is out of here. He's like, fuck this, I'm out.
On the brown pants index, what are we talking here?
Probably about a 4. Like, you killed his buddy, that spooked him, but he's more worried about getting caught than he is scared of you. You know what I'm saying?
He's like, I did not make enough money for this.
Yeah. Guy number 4 is dead. Guy number 5. He definitely does not care. He's going to wiggle his way over here. Yeah, because he had that extra 10 feet. And he hits.
Ooh.
For 4 damage.
In the meantime, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Would any of us be close enough to have heard Tilia's
We
cry
will
for help?
we will come back to what's going on with you guys right after this encounter.
Okay.
Tilia.
Alrighty. Tilia is going to. At the first guy that ran up to me, I'm gonna rabid wolf strike him.
Okay, what is rabid wolf striking? For specifically barely controlled primary surges within you. This person will make a single melee attack. Plus 4 bonus on your attack, roll 2d6 extra points of damage, but you take a minus 4 penalty to AC. Okay. And which guy are you doing it to?
I believe the one to my north, the
Okay.
first one that ran up.
That definitely hits.
Can I type 2d6 into the damage bonus window?
Maybe.
we'll find
Try
out.
it. Yeah. Yes, you can.
I can roll 2 zeros or 2 1s as well, but can.
Alright. Yeah, and you drop him immediately.
I'd like to take a glance around to see if there's any audience members yet.
So a whole lot of this, like, people around have kind of, like, run away. You still hear that bell going, and you can see, like, further down the street, there are guys in, like, patchwork armor of, like, blue and, like, some breastplates and metal making their way towards you. Definitely some of the Baron's men.
So, as I absolutely obliterate one of these guys, I'm gonna clear my throat. Help! Help! They're over here! And shoot a smile at one of them. And I'm gonna stay... actually, I'm gonna take... Oh, wait, no. So, is disengaging, like, normally a full action?
Disengaging and so basically when you disengage you have to take your movement to get away, and that is a full round action. So once you attack, you basically get rid of that option to you. You can still
okay.
move, but you would take both attacks of opportunity.
So, like, I can't 5-foot step here.
N-
Or I can, but I would get attacked.
yeah.
Okay, no, then I'm done.
Okay. Yeah. Guy number 2, because you just killed guy number 1. He, speaking of disengaging, he's going to take his full action, disengage, and run away from you. He gets right the hell out of
That's my captain.
Party pooper.
And so does guy number 5. And hey, right on time, as the Baron's men come, like, running right up to you. But before we resolve that, we're going to return back to the rest of the party.
Neat.
So you
The
guys...
rest of us all together?
Yes, the rest of you are all together. Dragona, Kazar, Jurgen, I think also Vapor and Z. Like, you are all together. You guys had come out of what did I name that tavern?
The Wench's Goblet.
The Wench's Goblet. Thank you, Anthony. I award you 1 gold star.
Sweet.
Here's 10 now.
And you and you're all like passing around that wanted paper of Kazar. When you
I folded that up. I didn't show it to anyone else. I tore it up.
Oh, okay, all right.
It's torn.
Well, immediately after that, and like you kind of throw the, I guess, remains of it into the ocean, where it just like, whiffs apart. That is when all of you start hearing a bell start to ring. And like that guy who had kind of harassed you guys about your docking fee looks over and begins like immediately shouting some orders, and a whole group of armored men just take off down the street. What is everybody's ACs?
18.
18. Okay, Anthony.
16.
Blake.
14.
Dragona.
16.
And Kazar.
He's checking it.
Okay.
Scrolling through the phone's always difficult.
17.
Okay, so, like, as that group of pirates starts going down the street, like, it catches all of your attention right as a hail of crossbow bolts come from the rooftops right onto your positions. Anthony, you get hit twice. Z, you get hit once. Dragona, you get hit 3 times. Vapor, you get hit once. And Kazar, surprisingly, you get hit none. So, I'm gonna deal your damage first, Anthony, and get ready. This is a doozy.
Unfair. I have a higher AC than Kazar.
I did 2 to each of you, so
Yeah. I know that you rolled for each of us.
all right. Initial damage from the crossbow bolts, Anthony. You take 26 points of damage,
Good God.
but I need you to also make a fortitude save.
Okay. That would be under stats, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You do not make it.
Yoinkers.
Alright. So, like, you're kind of staggered by these 2 crossbow bolts that, like, immediately just kind of bloom out of your chest. And, like, for a second, it's not that bad. Like, you're able to kind of, like, take a breath, but then you realize you can't breathe.
Oh.
You fall to your knees, you collapse, you take 10 more points of damage, and then are unconscious.
Okay.
I just rolled really good
I'm
on his
also
damage, see,
almost
don't
dead.
worry. Don't... You take 14 damage from the crossbow bolt. And also make the fortitude save, please.
Me?
Yep.
Okay.
You pass. You take
14.
you take 3 points of damage as like you start to feel like you also can't breathe, but you're able to just kind of power through it. Like you take a breath, you find some cover, and like your breath comes back to you.
And in the back of your head, you hear a voice saying, Z, Help me, Z.
And Dragona, this is gonna hurt. I'm sorry.
I know. When you said 3, I like gasped.
It would be a lot faster if I just rolled the sneak attack damage in front of all of you.
Like on camera?
No, on roll 20.
Okay.
Okay, you take 35 points of damage total.
Oh,
And then please make the fortitude save.
we're all about to die.
You pass.
Dragona passes.
Let's go.
You only take 2 points of damage from the poison. As like, I guess, since you're a barbarian, it would be like you get hit 3 times, and as soon as you get that like pain sensation, you immediately like fly into your rage, and that allows you to like power through this poison that these crossbow bolts were tipped with. How many times did I say Vapor got hit? Once?
Just one.
Okay. I rolled the absolute lowest I could, Blake. You're welcome.
Well, thank
Okay.
God.
You take 10 points of damage and make the fortitude save.
It's rough that 10 points of damage is the absolute lowest. Tilia just took on 5 guys by herself.
Okay, you fail the fortitude check.
Fudge.
Oh no. Darn.
You
Of course I do.
You take 6 damage from the poison and fall unconscious. Kazar, you're standing there, all your friends get hit by these crossbow bolts. Some are definitely aimed at you, but they like land like either in the building right behind you or like down on the ground in the mud.
Who's still standing?
You, Dragona, and the
So only one person is down?
Vapor and Jurgen are both down.
You're gonna put it down. Okay. Remember my spells from memory. Is Doom single target?
I don't know. Yeah, it's one living creature.
Okay.
And if you're going to target anybody with a spell, first I need you to make a spot check. Any of the enemies.
Right. How many people can I target with prayer?
All allies and foes within a 40-foot radius.
I'm gonna open with prayer.
Okay, so you just, like, you cast prayer on yourself, and then, well, 40-foot burst centered on you, so it would have to be on you. Okay.
Yeah.
+1 luck bonus on attack rolls, weapon damage rolls, saves, and skill checks. Okay. And all foes take a -1 penalty.
Buffing all our stuff by 1 and debuffing all of theirs by 1.
Okay.
Then I will use the remainder of my turn. We just walked out of a building, right?
Yes.
Which of the 2 downed characters are closest to Kazar?
That's a good question. Vapor.
Okay. In that case, with the remainder of Kazar's turn, he's going to grab Vapor and pull him back into the building, out of the line of fire, and into cover.
Awesome, cool. You grab them, you start pulling them back in. More people down here start yelling, another bell is rang, and just like before, a group of these men in the Baron's colors just kind of converge on the location. No more crossbow bolts are fired.
Can I also take an action before we go into combat? Like Kazar?
Oh. No, the crossbow bolts have ceased. Like, nothing is happening now.
Interesting. Okay, so I can take an action. We're not like rolling initiative.
You guys
or
are
anything.
not in combat anymore.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Obscuring Mist because I don't trust my strength to pull anyone anywhere.
Okay. What does that do?
Whatever this says it does.
Whatever this thing says it does. Alright. All sight, including darting beyond 5 feet. A creature 5 feet away has concealed it. Okay. It's basically, you're just like obscuring your position. Got
Yeah,
it.
but before that, who's the other person? Who's the nearest person to me that's down? Can I put like a hand on the two people that are down so I know where they are?
Well, Vapor has just been pulled into a building. Next to
Okay,
you
so
was
Drake-
Jurgen.
So can I reach Dracona?
Dragona's like out in the street. So,
All right, so I put a hand on Jurgen just so I know where he is.
Gotcha. Right. And so, like, as all this chaos kind of erupts, like, one of the armored men starts shouting, and he's like, "Who's casting spells? Stop that right now!" And, like, a whole bunch of men just start searching. And we're gonna go back to Tilia. There are two bodies in the street. A whole bunch of people are, like, watching. And all of these armored men get up to you.
So, like, before they get within, like, 30 feet of me, like, are they coming at me hot, or are they, like, just trying to get the scene? Like, do they have killing intent?
They don't have killing intent, necessarily. But it's like, there was a fight going on, they watched it, so they have their weapons out.
Yeah, I will, I'll do a quick flourish with my spear, spike it into the ground, and raise my hands, palms facing them.
Alright, yeah. 3 of them, like, reach behind, pull out crossbows, have them leveled at you. You've been approached by 7 of these men, by the way. You're not on the battle map anymore, because unless you attack them, there's not going to be combat.
I hope to God there's not any more combat.
And the rest of them just have, like, some of them have cutlasses, one of them has, like, a big axe. The one with the axe is, like, the leader of this group, and he yells at you. He says, "Step away from your weapon, get down on the ground, right now."
Step away I will, but do I have to get on the ground? I can explain the situation, I assure you. I'm not going to cause any harm.
I'm gonna need a diplomacy check for you.
Ha, that's my one social skill I have, baby.
Right. He pulls out a pair of manacles and he says, "Fine, you can remain standing for this."
Ah. Yes, sir. Yeah, from here, I'm really just gonna cooperate.
Yeah, they put you in those manacles, and one of them comes up, like, he grabs your spear. The guy who's manacling you says, "Don't worry, we'll keep your weapon safe. It'll be returned to you."
With one last lingering glance at it, worryingly, she'll shrug. There's not much you can do.
Alright,
So,
he sends 3 of these men with you, and you start heading closer to a big castle, kind of at the edge of this village. The others start cleaning up these 2 bodies. the rest of you. um, I mean, Z, do you dispel your spell?
No.
Nope, you're gonna keep it up? Okay.
Like that was the wrong choice.
It was a choice, and I have made it.
Okay. Yep, they start spreading out to find you guys. Are any of the others gonna attempt to hide?
I'm passed out. I'm not doing anything.
Well, you're with Z, so Z has chosen to hide, so you're hidden. Your choice has been made. So
I'm unconscious, so.
I have currently dragged somebody to safety and am doing healer things, attempting to heal the injured person.
right,
So
okay.
I'm not going
So
to hide.
one of the people in the tavern pokes their head out, and he's like, "We've got someone injured in here," and like a whole bunch of these guys come in there. Dragona, what about you? You're the only one who was alone. Like,
Isn't Dracona also unconscious, or is she
no,
not?
Dragona's she just took a lot of damage.
Oh, perfect. Okay, good.
I'm gonna go with and hide.
You want to also hide. Okay. From you, I'm going to need a hide check. Z, I'm also going to need a hide check, but since you're in this obscuring mist, I'm going to give you a +5.
Neat. Where is hide? I don't know how to add the +5, so I'm just gonna roll it and we
Yeah.
can assume.
Okay, that's very good. Dragona, that's not good. In
She only
comparison,
rolled it to you.
yeah. So Dragona rolled a
How do
10.
I roll it?
So there's a option that it's next to all of your roll buttons. It's whispered at GM, and you have that set to yes. Just set it to no. But it's a 10. They find you, and they see these crossbow bolts sticking out of you, and they you're probably breathing like super hard, like you're almost in your rage. So they're like approaching with their hands out, like, "Hey, calm down, calm down."
So are these the guard coming at me?
Yeah,
And they're the ones that shot us.
they are not. You don't know who shot you.
Oh. Oh, my bad. Okay, well then, if that's the case, I'm gonna try to, compose myself.
Okay, you're not
And
actually
realize that.
you're not actually in your rage. It was just like a flavor thing for why you didn't succumb to the poison like the others did.
Yeah.
So you take a deep breath, you get it together, and once they see this, the lead guard is like, "Okay, you've got some injuries. Come with us. We'll take care of them."
She will nod in agreement, but then, snap off the ends of all of them. You know, make them falling. The
Right,
arrows.
but I mean, you still got the arrowheads in you. Those gotta come out. So
I know, this is for dramatic flair.
got you, yeah.
But she'll go along with them.
Okay, so they have Dragona. Kazar, you've got 4 of them, kind of in a semicircle, while you're tending to Vapor. What are you doing? I'm gonna give you the floor here for a minute.
Well, I saw that it wasn't the guard that shot, so I'm not alarmed by the guard showing up. So I continue to. First, I will try to identify the poison that's knocked them unconscious while making sure they don't bleed out. I'm starting with more mundane medicine, just diagnosing what's wrong.
Okay. Do you have survival or craft poison?
Let me see. I know I don't have craft poison. I haven't decided what my craft is actually. But can I raise you the heal skill?
Does heal allow you as one of its functions to detect poison?
Um,
It allows you to
Okay.
treat but not identify.
okay. Well, I'm more. I guess that was a bad word. I'm trying to treat. I'm trying to treat the injuries.
Okay.
My first thought was you diagnose the problem, then you treat. But I guess you can also just outright treat.
Okay. So you're applying first aid basically. They're already stable, so the only thing that can happen from here, barring magical healing, is you've got to let just time kind of heal their wounds. You heal at a rate of one. Okay, if you make a heal check, then they'll heal for 2 hit points per level after a full 8 hours of rest.
Okay.
You only
I do
heal
have-
one.
I do have
You only heal
survival
1 hit
trade.
point per hour. So
I will give a quick little survival to see if I know what poison.
unfortunately not. It's something. It's probably something native to the Isles, which you have not had time to familiarize yourself with.
I'm gonna go through like some of the more mundane steps for flair, kind of while the guards are watching. But it's more I know they're not going to die already. I'm just kind of giving myself time to think while taking care of some of the basics of cleaning the wound and stuff, and then I will. Cast a Cure Wounds on them so that they can wake up.
Okay. So it's important to note that when I say they're unconscious, they are not down. So Cure Wounds won't wake them up, but it will repair some of the damage from the crossbow bolts.
Oh, so I know that. Okay, if I know that the spell won't wake them up, then I will just stick to doing the heal check, and let them rest. Let me go back to the heal.
Okay. Go ahead and make that.
Yeah, because if it's not going to wake them up anyway, then there's no reason to. Yes. Right.
What's the DC for ones like this?
Wow, what did I roll on that D20?
A 3.
I was just saying, like, it had to be almost like a 2 or something, because I have a high modifier. to that.
Okay. So believe it or not, there is a DC for providing long-term care like that, and it's 15. So you do
Can I take 20?
that would take too long.
Okay.
Like, so they see you trying to, like, basically give this first aid, but I would say that it's, like, being ambushed like that and having all those crossbow bolts, like, somehow narrowly miss you, but hit everybody else, has probably has Kazar, like, just a little bit shaken, so he's not able to, like...
His mind is wandering slightly.
Yeah. So, like, they see you kind of struggling with this, and one of them approaches, and he's like, look, we've got people on the way. Let us take it from here.
He'll give them a nod and stand up.
All right. Yeah. So, like, Kinati stand up, you step away. They, like, 2 of them go, they grab Vapor. The one who's been talking to you says, you know, understand you're under a lot of stress right now, but we're gonna need to bring you in to figure out what's going on here.
Very well.
Is there anybody else we should be aware of? We got one other one outside. You and this one.
There was one other that fell unconscious. No others were injured that I saw.
Okay. What ship are you part of?
There were like two different names. Which one? Which
The Scorned Lady.
the lady
is the one that
scorned.
was-
The scorned, yeah.
Yeah.
The scorned lady.
Close enough. He says, right. And then he leaves and starts immediately like barking orders at everybody else that's out there, and you see a small group of these guys head in the direction of your ship. Z and Jurgen, what do you guys do? You are hidden.
I'm still.
Well, yeah, you are
knocked out,
unconscious,
right?
yeah. So Z, what do you do?
I really wish I had any sort of healings. I don't. I am just gonna burn through all my spells though and cast message to try and talk to Kazar and Dracona.
I like how I managed to dodge that question by saying one fell unconscious, but there were no others that were injured that way that I saw.
Yeah, there was a couple of extra clauses.
Yeah, it was a good dodge. So I'm gonna cast message and then try and just be like, "What are we doing? What's the plan? We're splitting up. We gotta stick together."
With how message works, am I able to respond?
I don't think so. It's just a bunch of questions that I don't think you can answer.
Z's a little confused.
He doesn't look at you, but he turns
Give
his
me a
gaze
sign.
he turns his gaze just enough to where he knows
You-
that
you
from that
can
general
reply.
direction, I can reply.
You can reply. The creature that received the message can whisper a reply that you hear.
And I should be able to get both of them at second level because it's one creature per level. So Dracona and Kazar.
Yep.
Am I still in the area?
Yes.
Or did
Like
the guards
they,
take
they,
me
they,
away?
they have not taken you away yet. Like there's
Okay.
kind of a big. There's a big cluster of them out here. They're all talking to each other. 3 of them are sticking by you, given that you're fucking huge.
And this should last 20 minutes, so we should be able to continue in as long as we're in 120 feet of each other.
So it just opens up a 20-minute telepathic phone call. Okay, it's
Yeah.
not like message in fifth.
But I don't know if you can hear each other, or if I can only hear you guys. Like, I think it's just both between. I'm not sure how it works.
It's between you and the subject, so they can't communicate with each other, but they can communicate with you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's how it works. Yeah.
And they whisper a reply, so like they have to actually talk.
But like stage whisper, so we can hear you guys.
Oh, so it's not mental. Okay.
Yeah, your guy's reply is not mental. Theirs is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, currently he's still surrounded by the guards. As they move around him, he will kind of turn his. He won't look towards them, but he'll turn his head to where his he knows his face is able to be seen by her from the general direction they're in, like from the side, and he'll just kind of like he'll just do that expression where he just kind of raises an eye.
Yeah, so you just get a quizzical eyebrow raise from Kazar.
Oh, thanks, Kazar. So knowing that, she'll turn to Dracona, which I think Kazar can still hear, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, he can
Say-
hear. He can hear whatever you're saying.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this, but I'm gonna direct it. I say, Dracona, what are you doing?
She's gonna like turn towards Z and give her like almost like a dirty look and just gesture to the 3 arrows stuck inside of her.
Okay, guys, yeah, that's great, but we need a plan. And fast.
You guys are like having this hurried conversation, like in all of your heads, and like there's probably a few messages that like Dragona says to Z that Z has to then give to Kazar, and back and forth like that a couple of times. But right before it ends, one of the guards comes up. He comes up to Dragona, and he get like, Dragona, you're brought into where Kazar and Vapor are laying. Well, Vapor's laying on the ground, but Kazar's standing. He's like, right. Well, we found the rest of your crew. They are unharmed. They're back on your ship. Your captain was also attacked and has been taken into custody for questioning. We're going to have to bring the rest of you in as well.
What's going on in there? I wish I could read lips.
Dragona will nod and agree to this, and just
Kazar will do the same. He's not risking whispering while there's while the guards are standing around them. That might be a little obvious if his lips are moving. They know he's a caster.
He goes,
Dragona
right.
doesn't want to look crazy either, so she will not whisper.
If you guys are unable to talk, why don't you give me a wink?
Kazar will give the eye raise again.
I will take that as a yes.
Right.
Dragona will just give a very flirty wink.
And one of the guards
Dracona's
thinks
my
that's
favorite
at
right now.
him,
Take
and
him.
he's like, thank you.
We'll come back to this, Dracona.
That's going in the original notes.
And you guys, like, of course, customarily, they disarm you with the promise that your weapons will be returned. Vapor can't protest, so they just, like, one of them just comes over, unbuckles their swords, and then, like, slings them over one of their shoulders. And you guys are taken away. Z, you've got an unconscious Jurgen with you. By the time the guards all
make
clear,
exceptions for holy weapons, would they?
for
Because the item is important to their faith. For Kazar's sword, because it is their holy weapon, their god's favorite weapon.
Your god's not their god, so
True.
so
I just didn't-
unfortunately not. If you make a big deal out of it, you might be able to persuade them to leave it with you. But unless he does that, they're just going to take it like a regular sword.
He might raise the question, but he wouldn't protest if they still take it anyway.
Yeah, then they're just going to take it. Yeah, and you guys are led away, and yeah, you're left with an unconscious Jurgen Z. All the guards have left this immediate area by the time your obscuring mist fades away.
God damn it. Can I try and do anything to wake him up or help him out?
Let's see. It's been about 25 minutes. You're gonna allow you to make another fortitude save, but this one is gonna be harder than the first one.
Okay. 21.
Ooh.
No, sir.
Wow. Okay.
I don't have anything that can help him.
Well, I mean, you can drag him back to the ship.
Yeah, let's do that. Oh,
I like the image of Z, like she's got him, she can't like lift him into the air because he's got like heavy armor on, and
her
he's
internal monologue right now, it's just like fuck, shit.
Yeah.
So I try and pick him up and drag him back to the ship.
You pick him up, you drag him to the ship. I'm gonna roll a D100 to see if any guards like intercept you on the way. No.
Oh.
Yeah, you make it to the gangplank, and several of the sailors see you, and they're like, "Oh my God, Z, Jurgen!" And they come like running down the gangplank. They grab Jurgen. Ula is there, and he's like, "What happened?"
Oh, we were just hit by a ray of arrows. I don't even know why. Who can help him?
He goes, "You were hit by arrows. How many?"
I think he was hit by 2. And do I know if it's poison? Can I like make a roll to try and figure it out?
If you have survival, I'll allow it. Yeah.
It is. I think I have most skills. How do I not have survival? Nope.
Yeah, you like. I think that you're still kind of like in shock from the situation because it's like there was so much chaos, and even though your character is used to people like being murdered, I don't think you're used to the confusion of that situation.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
used to having a very control over the situation. My targets are usually rich people. Like I don't do this type of assassinating.
Yeah, and so you you're like you draw a blank basically. You don't know if he's been poisoned or not. But yeah. And then Andon comes up and he's like, "Don't worry, I'll take him from here. I've been on plenty of ships."
Wonderful.
Where are the
You
others?
really are one of our most experienced. But one day you'll get a girl. Or lad.
he chuckles. He goes, "Right. Ula, help me get the man into his bed." And
I'm not the strongest, or I would, but why don't we get someone else? Is anyone else around us?
yeah, there's let's see, you have Ula and Andon, and then you have
All right,
there's
well, Ula,
there's
let's
Moreland.
take Ula. You're one of our stronger ones.
Yeah, there's Moreland, there's Krogash, there's Dane is here. A whole bunch of the ship's muscle are also all here.
I say can either Ula or Grogash help me out here, because I know they're some of the stronger ones.
Yeah, they like immediately come, they grab you again.
Okay. And then I look at Anna and I say, how long do you think this is gonna take?
He shrugs and says, "I don't know. If he's got 2 to the chest, looks like he could have gotten into a lung, maybe not. He'll be in bed for a couple of days at the very least."
All right. Well,
Where are the others?
that's what I'm about to go get. Priority 1, I need you guys to take care of Jürgen. Andon, you're in charge for now. Make sure the ship stays on board. If anyone asks what's going on, you don't know where we are, and we were never here. I love you all. I'll be back soon. And I leave to go and find the others.
Yeah, you like break off into sprint down the dock. And here's what you do not see. They take Jurgen, they place him into his quarters, and Andon is there. Like, they get him all situated and settled. And then, once Ula and Krogash leave, Andon stands up instead of immediately tending to Jurgen and exits to across the hall into Tilia's quarters, where he picks up the amulet.
Hey, that's my amulet.
And then he returns to Jurgen's quarters. And like the ending of that scene is him basically like it's a back shot of him closing the door behind him.
Fuck. I am so mad right now. I don't like knowing what's going on with. As first mate, I don't like my crew doing shit that I don't know what's going on. I'm pissed. If Z knew, she'd be pissed right now. She wouldn't know why he's doing it, but she wouldn't care. She's pissed.
And as you're running and you're following where the rest of the party is headed, the storm clouds have drawn in much closer. You see lightning, you hear thunder, and suddenly it starts to rain. And that's where we're going to take our first break and give you guys 10 minutes.
Ooh, cool.
All right.
It's exciting. Some exciting shit. Thanks for not
None of
making
us
me
are
roll a
dead
strength
yet.
roll to carry Jurgen.
No, I mean, what's your strength's not like a 2, so you could feasibly drag it.
It's a
Shut
6.
up, Anthony.
What did Anthony say? I'll fight it. What's up?
Do it. Fight him.
Shut up, Anthony.
Yep. So about 10 minutes, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get a snack, get drinks, whatever, use the bathroom.
Sweet. I'm gonna try playing with my toy now.
You do that.
Sir, this is a PG-rated channel. No toys on here.
Oh, it's a Mindflex game.
Yeah, Thanks for clarifying, Blake. I really thought it was a sex toy.
She said thanks for clarifying. Thought it was a sex toy. You did hear singing Blue from Heathers, so I mean it wouldn't surprise me.
All right, I'm gonna take advantage of the break. I'll be back.
Okay. Ooh.
Who else is here?
I'm here.
You having fun?
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm laughing at Anthony trying this stupid Mindflex game.
Anthony should be focusing on D&D. Thank you very much.
I told you it does work though.
Concentration on the spell.
I'm back to the game. I'm glad I get to use my spells because none of mine are good combat spells. So thanks for putting us in situations that I can use them. What is happening in your guys' apartment?
You don't want to know.
They're having too much fun, is what.
Uh oh.
I'm sorry. Anthony just over here looking at the ball.
I did not
Just-
understand what you were saying through the laughter.
All I heard was Anthony. Like,
You're laughing too hard, Blake. We don't know what you're saying.
Anthony's over here looking at the ball. It just screams.
You're getting like every third word, but it's still funny.
No, continue on. No.
Wait. Wait, I'm gonna turn on my phone for a second. Please,
I'm trying.
please.
Take a deep breath. Really deep breath. Think. From
Let me
sine
look.
waves. Sine waves, not other waves.
Can I flip it?
Stay up. Moving. Moving. Moving.
You know what?
Doing it. I'm doing it. No, stop. No, no. The battery in your brain just died. This Jurgen nightmare. Hold on. The big lines. Come on, Jurgen. Where are
Weak
you?
brain, Anthony.
Anthony, you know there are little additions to that so that you can make an obstacle course for it to do, right?
So what if I just
I haven't heard of this game since like the infomercials with them on it.
yeah, for real.
No. Dang. Come on, stay.
All right, you guys, you got 4 minutes to show up again.
This is, I lost it.
So is that Alex?
So,
Yeah.
this is a game that Blake's brother had that I wanted as a child so bad. It's called Mind Flex. And I'm not exactly sure how it works, but the harder you think, the faster the band.
Really?
Yeah. It's something about
Well,
brain
what do you have
waves.
to think about?
I don't know.
Anyway, thank you for joining my entertainment.
Okay, this is working.
Rejoining on my laptop.
No, I took it from her house. I said, try it. It's epic. I wanted one of these things so bad.
So funny.
You're thinking of? And you just have to really keep focus. Or else
There's no way it's like an EEG or like scan or something like that. So
because I started to stutter and started going.
What was it? Oh, like
I don't know. Like when I was first talking right there, nothing was really going. Okay. I just gotta clear my head. See what happens.
Nothing.
Go up.
you should try and do like actual mindfulness exercises, like the stuff where you focus just on your breathing.
Cassie said do mindful exercises.
Yeah, like just do like the breathing exercises, like,
Like
ocean
breathing
breathing.
exercises.
And then it goes to go around the whole thing.
Stay up. Come on. Come on.
That's crazy.
I don't know how that works. That's amazing. This came out 13 years ago. Wow. Any of you want to try this? I don't know.
Next if anyone. Nobody wants.
Go for it, Alex.
Huh? What?
Anthony's roommate, Alex. Sorry, Alex.
Oh, I just got back, and you're like, oh, sorry, go on.
And you clip those to your earlobes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's working. Okay. And now you just try to focus on the ball movement. But it was.
All right. Is everybody here?
No, Anthony and Ice are not connected again. Hold on.
I'm here.
Robert's ready to go.
I said 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes on the dot.
Yeah.
So.
It is 10 minutes on the dot. I was waiting for you. Ask Blake if you were back a minute ago.
Is Abby back?
Oh yeah, and the
Yeah,
dog's here.
yeah, I'm here.
Abby, are you having fun so far?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So she was specifically. I'll speak for her here. She was kind of confused as to like what she can do when it's her turn, and so I introduced her. I gotta send her a page to like combat maneuvers, but like bull rush and grapple and stuff. Like everything she
Yeah.
can do besides walk up to them and hit them.
Yeah.
She doesn't know yet. So
Yeah, well, so that experience wasn't exactly combat. I don't know if we're gonna get to a group combat this session, but eventually we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But right now, like, it's completely okay for you and your character to be confused as to what happened because, as far as you know, it was out of the blue.
right.
Is Ice back?
Oh yeah,
Almost.
he's back. Oh wait, he's getting plugged up.
Almost.
Plugged in.
Gotcha.
I know. I don't understand.
I
Um,
always wanted to try it.
in preparation, I guess, we'll be switching back to track 1 at the very beginning.
Okay.
I just got it working. It was on the batteries probably, but it's fast. Guys, we have a new game for tomorrow. Just saying.
I'm bringing Actually and Secret Hitler, so.
I got a
Excellent.
lot of other board games too.
Oh, I have some good ones, especially for drinking. I have some good drinking board games.
I
just
think
introduced
you're
Ice to
too good
Actually today.
at board games, Cassie. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I won't.
you really kicked my ass at Scrabbles.
No, I'm actually really bad at all of their board games, but Scrabble, I kind of I kick ass at Scrabble.
Just
We're
that,
just good
that
at words.
particular one.
Words, I'm good at words.
All right, I think we're all here.
All right,
Succeed.
cool. Let me get to the correct spot here in my notes.
For as long as the power in this lasts.
I'll get it. Hey.
All right. So, Z, you're in this full-on sprint down the dock. You make your way into the city, into the village, and like life has mostly returned to normal around here. Like fights, even stabbings and murders aren't necessarily commonplace, but they're not uncommon either. Like people have that. It's kind of like being in a city where there are frequent shootings. Like you kind of stop and you're like, did somebody just die? But then eventually you move on with your life. Like only the
Yeah.
people that are right there really panic and call the guard or the police, etc. So as soon as the party has been taken out of the picture, everybody's just back to their normal habits.
Okay.
You are unimpeded, but you're too late getting back to tail the party directly. But you know where they went.
And I go there, and I try and do so, blending in with crowds, not trying to stand out, anything like that.
Yeah. I will keep your hide check from before. Which was without the modifier, it's an 18, which is
Yeah.
perfect.
Cool.
Yeah. You move where you can with the crowd. Don't draw any attention to yourself until you make it within 30 feet of the gates to this castle. And it's like it looks a lot larger this close. Like it already looked big, but it is the centerpiece of this island. It towers above everything else. Like the walls are easily 80 feet high. You see people walking along. It's got the very famous circular guard towers on top. Um, how how are you getting in here?
Who's around? Like, who's guarding it? Who's going in? Who's going out? Well, mostly who's going in.
So there's nobody like right in front of the gate. It is closed, and like it doesn't seem like people really just come and go as they please either.
Okay. Well, if I can't use, is there like a place? There's a gate, so there's either a wall or a fence of some sort. Is there a place that looks like it might be easier to climb over stealthily?
Roll me a. No, you know what? Never mind. I'm not gonna have you roll. You're an experienced infiltrator, so I'll give this one to you. Like these guys are pirates. They're not engineers. So any shortcoming in the walls take a long time to be fixed. And like all you do is you kind of like you stay flat against it to make sure that you're not get in the light, and the people on the walls don't really care to look down because it's like all their threats are going to come from the sea, so that's where they're looking.
Okay.
And you find a spot where the wall is just shambly enough where you can definitely handhold your way up. Instead of a climb check, I'm going to need you to make me a move silent.
That's just as good. I don't know my alphabet. Actually, even better.
22, perfect. You are like a ghost. Your feet make no noise. You know just how to set them to traipse your way across. You cross the short little platform here on the walls, find a set of stairs, make your way down. From here, I actually do have a map for the castle. Let me go ahead and move you guys to it. Let's see. I bet it's a number. Yes, it is. This one right here. Okay.
And where am I?
Neat.
It's not actually separated by a drawbridge. This is just the only one I could find.
Makes sense.
You are, and I'll just copy paste your token. Let's see, token page.
Okay.
You have made it right there.
And now that I'm inside, what's going on inside? Who's going in and out? Is there any sort of commotion or anything like that?
Right. Yeah, you move up against the wall, and there are way more people in here than there are on the walls. Like,
Oh.
people standing off in pairs, talking to each other. Behind the gate itself, you see, like, some more official-looking people. Like, again, these guys are pirates, so there's not, like, a super present government, but there has to be something in order to keep this place running, right? And that's definitely who these guys are. But you also make out, you see that wooden platform way off to the side over here?
Yeah. Yeah.
There is a door that leads down in there. And you grew up in Fall Hill, you know where dungeons are. They're not in the castle itself. They're usually somewhere by the walls.
Okay.
So it'd be very reasonable for you to infer that's the dungeon.
That's the dungeon, and that's probably where my party's being kept.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out. Worst case, I can sneak back. Do you need me to make another like hide check, or is my move
No.
silently?
You're gold.
Great. So I'm gonna sneak down there, just take a peek, see if they're there.
Yep. You go in, sneak in the door, like right as somebody walks out before the door closes, you do that thing where you like very quickly just kind of turn the corner and you're
Amazing espionage.
in. Yep. And yeah, let me describe this place for you and for the rest of the party. You guys are in a dark, dimly lit dungeon. While the building itself is made out of wood and stone, the bars in your cell are made out of steel. That is very well maintained and oiled. All your weapons have been confiscated except for Z. And in this room, there are 5 men dressed in that mismatched armor, carrying swords and hand crossbows. One of them is keeping an eye on all of you, while the other 4 are just kind of having a conversation amongst themselves. And Z, you come in right at this point. You get, like, the rain's coming down, and I didn't get storm ambiance for some reason. My bad. It's thundering. There's still flashes of lightning because there are windows, and you can hear the rain just in the absolute downpour. One of the guards looks at the other one and he says, "Freak storm out there, eh, Carlisle?" He goes, "Shut your trap, Feck. The Baron's on edge as it is. Don't need any superstitions to come into it now." The guard, now identified as Feck, says, "It was one of them heralds. I know it. The rumor has it they can call lightning and thunder whenever they please." A third guard says, "Carlisle was right, Feck. Shut up. Besides, none of these heralds have been blessed by the sea priests anyway. Matter of fact, the Tidemaster said they're all fakes. They don't show none of the signs. How's that old poem go?" The one that's watching the rest of the party says, "If we were on the continent, you'd get burned on the stake for saying such. Out there, the sea goddess is a saint." "What rubbish. She's real, all right, plain as day." Feck turns to that guy and he says, "Now you're being superstitious." And on the bickering goes. That is the scene that kind of unfolds while you're there, like, listening and watching. The rest of the party, what are you guys doing in there?
For the moment, waiting to be addressed.
You are
The
all
guards-
in a cell together, by the way. It's like it.
Lying unconscious.
No, Vapor, you have actually been woken up. They
Oh,
they,
cool.
they held their end. They had somebody come in, and you are not healed, but you are woken up.
Okay.
She at 1 hit point.
No, she's at whatever hit point she was at whenever she went unconscious in the first place.
Mm.
It was the poison that made them unconscious, not a lack of HP.
Okay.
So she's probably sitting there and just trying to catch her breath a little bit.
Yeah, you're in pain. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Alex, Abby.
Oh, I am in the cell with
Yes,
everyone.
all of you guys are there,
I
except for literally
mean-
all the party is here except for Jurgen. Like,
Oh,
I mean, like, how fast did they treat my wounds? Did they do that yet?
yeah, like they had somebody come and get those arrowheads out. They don't have anybody who's like got cure wounds like Kazar has. So those will have to heal naturally unless he uses magic on them. Which you heal 1 HP per hour. So
Okay, awesome. Then Dragona would just kind of be like sitting there in pain. But like not really in pain. She's fighting pain.
yeah, she's sitting there like, this totally doesn't hurt, guys. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
But,
like
but
face
like
red.
putting on a front, exaggerating the pain to exaggerate how much he's hiding the pain. All right, crew. So, this is not the first time I found myself in jail, but unfortunately, Jurgen is the one that is quite skilled in the art of talking his way out of things. Mr. Tormentil, do you have any such talent?
To some degree. From what I understood, we aren't in trouble, though.
Great. I have found through experimental procedure that my largely best bet is to not talk. Dragona, I love you, but you should not talk unless it is a simple yes or no. Even then, try not to answer.
Dragona will just give her the saddest look. Like, what? Really mean that?
Vapor, Z,
Z
absolutely.
is not in the cell with you. They're there, but like they're hiding somewhere. They have not announced themselves.
Okay. Vapor, you, they quiet as well.
Who started the
God.
blunders?
Yeah, Margaritaville.
What were you saying, Alex? Go ahead.
That's what I'm gonna do to you if you start talking. 'Cause it's only gonna start trouble. Just leave it to Tormentil and I, okay? I want a verbal yes from all of you.
I'm sorry, I was laughing. What was said?
Zip it, capiche? Got it?
She'll stick a thumbs up.
Well, I suppose that's the best I'm gonna get. Now, what exactly do we know here? I was ambushed. You guys, presumably, ambushed. What do we know beyond that?
The Baron's forces responded immediately and came to our aid.
And please tell me everyone cooperated.
Everyone either cooperated or was not present.
Oh, thank the gods. That is a relief. So I don't think we should have much to worry about. So we'll just wait it out, calmly explain the situation, and they will see reason, and we will be back on the lady before we know it. Dragona, are you doing all right?
She's just gonna be like zoning off and staring out, like off into the distance, and just like lightly nod. Obviously taking everything in, but like not really.
Well, at least you're in good company for want of people skilled in healing.
Z, like, are you just watching and listening, or like, what are you up to?
I'll cast message again.
Okay, on who?
Um, Vapor and our Captain Tilia. And first I'll address Tilia directly, knowing Vapor can hear me. Say, Tilia, I'm here in the shadows.
I'm gonna
Not
jump
sure
out
what
of
to
my
do.
shoes.
You hear it in your head.
One of the
Vapor
guards
also
is like,
hears it.
"What's up with you?"
What's going on, Shoddy?
I'll
I say that.
clear my throat.
Roll her eyes.
Good. But then after I say, you can whisper back, but keep it at a whisper.
Okay, good to know. Well, most of us are accounted for.
Jurgen's on the ship. He was hurt. I left him with the crew to heal.
Well, even better that we're all in mostly good spirits. Now, yeah, as long as we cooperate and stay out of trouble, keep out of the warden's eye, so to speak, we'll be out of here in no time.
Speaking of, as soon as you say "out of here in no time," the door to the dungeon kind of bursts open. Z, like, I'm gonna again keep your hide and move silently. You manage to like duck behind some barrels before this person sees you, and it is somebody different from the rest of the guards. This person actually has like armor and finery on. He marches his way in and looks at all of you in the cells. Says, "Well, today is your lucky day. Baron's here, and he wants to talk to you."
Well, it is indeed. We will cooperate to the best of our ability, and we will gladly wait to meet him.
Of course, it is customary that we have a little bit of insurance. So, you, and he points at Vapor, are going to remain here.
Got it.
The rest of you follow me.
With message still up, can I ask Vapor, can you get out on your own?
Blake, you're muted.
She would answer "got it" to the person who came in, and whisper to Z, "undetermined."
All right. If you're not back wherever we are in an hour, I'll come back.
Gazar follows the guy out of the cell.
Okay. I assume the rest of the party follows.
Do you want me to
Yeah.
make a new move silently check to follow behind silently?
Yes, please.
I shouldn't have
This
asked.
this guy's no slouch, so
Okay. Lowest I can get is a 10. I can get a 10. I rolled a 2. I have a +9.
all right. He doesn't say anything. You guys just follow him. You're led into the castle, and the outside is not an indication of the inside, where the outside is a little less well maintained. The inside is completely clean and pristine. There are paintings on the walls. There are candlesticks made out of gold. There are there's a big crystal chandelier. Like, obviously this place has some wealth in it. You make your way through until you come to what can only be described as the throne room, given there is a throne here. The floor is immaculately tiled. The barons don't have flags necessarily. They just have like their colors as their livery, and so like they're big banners of just blue hanging down from these columns. There are like 3 on each side, spaced evenly, leading towards the throne, and each one has a set of this livery on it. And sitting there is an old man. Not super old, but definitely aging. He's got a white beard and graying hair. He sits with his elbow on one of the arms of his big chair, and you can see his left eye glows blue. And as soon as he sees all of you, he smiles. Says, so these are the troublemakers on my island.
Well, I assure you trouble is not our intent, and my deepest, most sincere apologies if trouble occurred.
You the captain?
That I am of the Scorned Lady, at your service.
He just waves a hand.
Sir?
I've already collected information from those who witnessed. You acted in self-defense, so there's no penalty to be assessed. However, I can't help but notice that you in particular had a very, very unique way of fighting. Where were you trained?
Oh, here and there, but some of the most useful of what I learned was over with the Orcish tribes. They're really quite kind folk once you get to know them.
There's, of course, a lot of stereotypes about orcs, but really they're quite fine people. Anyway, I have a few problems of my own, and seeing that you can handle yourself, I figure why not turn this into an opportunity for the both of us.
Do tell.
I will make you an offer. You can fly under my colors. You can with that you can dock at my ports for free. You'll have reduced rates on ship repairs and access to my armories if your crew needs resupplied, at the cost of a 30% cut of any loot obtained on any voyage.
While that is a quite generous offer up front, I do very much value the opinion of my crew, which is why I believe we are so effective. May I have some time to talk with the others and give you an answer?
Are these not the other officers of the ship?
That they are, and I'll turn to the rest of them to gauge their expression.
Has it been 20 minutes? Do I still have message up?
It's been about 15 minutes.
I just whisper, I'm in.
I suppose I should remind you that choosing to fly a banner means we would be targeted by those flying other banners in this area.
It would put you at odds with my rival, Baron de Barth.
Lagona, we're not in agreement. Kazar, she would agree with him on that, but also look to Tilia and say, but it's a job.
I mean, it sounds like out of character. That's a pretty sick gig, but 30% is quite a bit.
Yeah, considering you also have to pay the crew 30%.
Yeah, that leaves a third for everything else.
Completely in character, we could always lie.
You'll see Tilia's face darken significantly while my back is still turned.
Oh, sorry, I'll say it. I'll message it in. We could always lie about the money.
Could always offer to do specific jobs freelance.
A reasonable idea.
Well, the discount on ship repair, part of it would be paying for itself.
Well, that's true, but ideally we won't need a whole lot of repair. I'll turn back to the Baron. I feel as though I'm hardly in a place to reject your very kind offer, but I'm afraid we're hard pressed to tie ourselves down to a specific locale, and we'd feel like we'd have to honor our agreement by providing you the best service that we can, which we're unable to at the time. But we are very interested in working with you, and if you were to offer us perhaps some more freelance work along the lines you've proposed us, we are more than happy to listen.
He purses his lips. He goes, aye, okay. Maybe I do have a job for you.
We'd be thrilled to hear it, sir. would I call him sir? I guess. Probably don't call
I
him.
mean, these barons aren't actual barons, but like they pretend they are. So, saying
Yeah,
sir or
they're gonna
lord, like it.
they're gonna want to be called sir
Yeah.
and lord, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he says, "Of course, of course. I do have a job for you. What do you know about heralds?" And then we're gonna cut to Jurgen.
Okay.
Jurgen, when you wake up, you are not on the ship. Going to change scenes here. You are in a place where there is no ground beneath your feet. There's no other life out here. Just all of the stars. And you hear what sound like thousands of whispers all at once in each of your ears. Muttering sweet, sweet nothings.
Can I understand any of the things that they're saying?
We're going to switch to track 7. Just for everybody's reference on ambience.
Dark underwater.
Yep. No, you cannot understand any of these whispers, but you're also not floating. Like when you wake up, you're on your feet, you're standing. When you walk, it feels like you're on solid ground. You just look around and there seems to be nothing but this vast emptiness of void and these stars.
I suppose Jurgen would go to take a step, and then immediately he would start feeling around to like check on his wounds.
Wherever you are, you have no wounds. And there's a... No, what were you going to say? Sorry.
Jurgen looking down would just say, "Well, fuck, I didn't think I would die this fast."
That is when a voice you can understand speaks up. It says, "You're not dead, you fool."
Who said that?
Turn around.
He would do so very quickly.
You turn around and there is a man sitting at a table where there's a big board with 2 alternating colored squares on it and various pieces carved from what look like bone. Insert my world stand-in for chess. Take a seat.
Sure thing. And he sits down.
Have you ever played this game before?
I imagine he has. And so he'd say, I.
Perfect. And he grabs his first piece and he moves it. And you two begin playing chess.
Okay. I guess while playing, he says, "So, who exactly are you?"
Like you move one of your pawns forward, and he moves like basically his knight, which is in this world like it still looks like a knight piece, just with the added effect of like it's got a little man on it, and he moves, he takes the pawn, and he says, "Check your pocket."
He would reach in.
You feel the amulet there.
Uh, he would pull it out and say, "Why does this thing keep coming back to me?"
You look at it, you see the person on the amulet, and like, as soon as those words leave your mouth and you look up, this is the person that is on the amulet.
What do you want from me?
He furrows his brow. He says, "I don't want anything, Jurgen. I am no longer significant. I guess I shouldn't say that. I am significant, just not in the greater scheme of the cosmos." You are... Well, we don't know yet. Everybody ends up here at one point or another once they find one of those. I've seen many of you lately. I think this year alone I've seen 4.
I'm sorry. One of these?
Yes. I'm sorry. That's right. Of course you wouldn't know. You're not from around here. That's quite all right. This is a very special place, Jurgen. A place that has been lost to time, and a place that once was the only bastion between this world and being devoured, where the light itself rose up and smote evil.
So I'm not dead, but I'm not quite here either? I don't understand.
Nobody really knows, not even me, but here's the thing. When you're out there on the ocean, where does it feel like you are? When you look down and you think about the depths of the ocean, what does that feel like?
Like I'm floating above the darkest of abysses.
Exactly. And like, you move your knight, he takes it with his bishop. He says, "Look up."
You would do so.
Instead of there being all of these stars, it is just sheer opaque black. Think like darker than even Vanta black, some of the blackest of blacks. They're like, all light that goes up there is gone.
He would, still staring up, he would say, "So, are we below it right now?"
For the time being, As the oceans swallow land, so does darkness swallow light. The difference between us and darkness is that we need the light as much as it needs us. And you, for whatever reason, are one of the few that can awaken the sea.
I mean, that sounds amazing to me, but I'm not really the holder of this amulet.
Irrelevant.
So, what exactly do you intend for me to do?
I don't intend anything.
So, I'm just supposed to take this information and move on with it?
It's the only thing you can do. There are people who don't want you to be what you already are, and those people will come to try to kill you. They already have, else we wouldn't be speaking. You came close enough to death to come here. The next time it probably won't be so close.
Well, that's not very reassuring.
He shrugs. Well, you know, being... Nobody ever said being a hero was all fun and games.
I suppose that's correct, but what am I supposed to be the hero of?
The sea.
I suppose I'm gonna have to take your word for that one.
He just shrugs again. The game goes on and on and on until eventually you're left with only the king. He moves one of his rooks. He says, "Checkmate." That was fun. You should come by again sometime.
Well, the next time I get shot, I might just be able to make it here. I switched accents.
I became Australian there for a second.
I did.
Things are about to change for you, Jurgen, in a very dramatic way, more than they already have. I wish I could do more to prepare you, but I am stuck here as I am.
I still never got your name.
My name is Naran. Narran.
Narran.
Yep.
Well, it has been a pleasure talking with you. And I'll see if I can stop by again. I did it again. He's just gonna have to be Australian.
Jurgen, the Australian dwarf.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but Jurgen being dragged into like this weird post-apocalyptic situation and being like, "It was a pleasure talking to you," is so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just lost right now. He's not even sure if this is real.
Naran just shrugs. He says, "I hope you make it, kid." and you are awoken by the sound of lightning and thunder. The whole ship kind of like lurches to the side. You hear men on deck shouting, ropes pulling tight, making sure that the ship doesn't go anywhere. And whenever it eventually settles back down with a big splash and whoosh, Andon opens the door and pokes his head inside. And he says, "Oh, you're awake." The amulet is sitting on your chest, by the way. It's not around your neck, but it's on your chest.
He would pick up the amulet and look at it, and this time he would put it around his neck, tucking it underneath his shirt, but still putting it on, and he said, "Yeah, I am."
Well, try not to get out of bed. You're going to need a few days' rest. Those bolts narrowly missed your lungs and your heart.
He's just like in complete shock. He does start feeling around, suddenly realizing that he's once again wounded.
Yeah. As you like feel like your chest is very tender, right? Like you feel it, you kind of wince a little bit. But then a thought comes to your mind, and you're not sure where, but it's definitely you thinking it. You hear, like, well, I mean, you don't hear, but you think. You're like, no, have to get away, have to get away, have to get away. Like, a panic starts to kind of bubble in you for a minute. I need you to make me a will save.
Memento por favor. Here we go. Oh, my save.
You, like, you stand up regardless of Andon saying, like, hey, hold on now. Lay back down. And, like, you lurch forward. Some blood kind of comes from your open wounds. You take 2 more points of damage.
I am going to die.
And, like, when you look at Andon again, those thoughts change. They change from having to get away into kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him. And what most damaging spell do you have?
Jesus Christ. I think my most damaging spell is Kelgor's Firebolt.
Go ahead and cast it.
Will it cast correctly? Let's see if I did this right. Yep, that's Magic Missile.
Yeah, you didn't replace the text. Whenever I send you that macro maker, when you make it, you have to replace that text.
I did attempt to, but I apparently did not do it correctly. So allow me to just see, and then I'll drop that in there. So it's 5d6 fire damage.
Hold on a second. Okay, he makes a reflex save. Got it. Your save DC is what?
For that spell is 13.
Okay, reflex save DC 13. And he makes it for half damage. So you deal 7 points of damage as this firebolt just like comes from your hand. Like your thoughts are your own, but it's almost like your body is just kind of on autopilot, and you're warring with yourself for a minute here. Whenever you throw this firebolt out, like he kind of ducks away from the door, but some of it still like catches him and singes him a little bit. He's like, he goes, Jurgen, calm down. Make another will save.
Oh my god, it keeps getting worse.
Oh no!
Do it.
You still have your sword with you. You
I do, yeah.
You draw it and start marching towards the door. Andon breaks off in a sprint. He runs away. And you start kind of traipsing through the bowels of the ship. We return to the party. Yeah, so as soon as the Baron says, "What do you know about heralds?" is when that lightning strikes, and that's when Jurgen has woken up and done his stuff on the ship. So this is at the exact same time.
Guess I will make a religion check.
Yep. Knowledge religion or knowledge local.
Let's see.
Can I also roll knowledge local? while we're
Yeah,
at it?
yeah. Anybody who has either of those.
Which knowledges again? Sorry.
Local or religion.
Okay, thanks.
I assume I can't roll because I'm not there.
Yeah, you are not there, so you cannot. All right. So Z, you know because you were kind of briefed on what to look for. As for Tilia and Kazar, like Tilia, you know immediately what he's referring to. So the Barren Isles have been a hut. Like they don't believe it. Well, I mean they do believe in Jaithar and all the other gods, but their main focus is Uana, to them the goddess of the sea. There's a whole group of people known as sea priests, as mentioned before, who they basically prophesize that there's going to be a quote-unquote herald of storms who will bring the power of the sea back to what it once was. The barons do not like this because whenever a herald proclaims themselves, a lot of pirates and sailors flock to them and they become like basically a giant roving band. So barons do what they can to find these people and fucking kill them before they can become that major of a threat. Kazar, you also know that. And of course, Z, you know as well. You also, Tilia and Kazar would also know that no herald has been approved by the sea priests ever. But that doesn't stop people from flocking to them anyways.
Well, I'm sure we've all heard the basics of the heralds, but how would our task relate to them?
There's one I need you to kill. He's cropped up in my territory already, and some of my crews have defected to his side.
Does
Sounds
he
like
pretend to be a herald, or have you confirmed him as such?
The priests haven't confirmed him, and until they do, any of them are false unless they say so, in my eyes. His name is Masuri Tark. If you kill him, I will pay you 400 gold for this contract, as well as 5 gold pieces for the ear of every trader crew member.
Well, the base rate is certainly generous, let alone the, high impact extra. That is quite Nice.
Do you know where they are located now?
I do not. But reports are that they are in the northern side of the Isles. Near Fellwood and Oxfell. If they are being harbored by anybody there, report back to me. I will pay you anyways. And he kind of grinds his teeth together. That kind like he's been talking pretty jovially up until this point, and like he kind of grinds his teeth, and he says, "And those motherless bastards will wish they never sided with a false herald than me."
I can't abide a traitor myself. Yes. I speak for all of us when I say we accept your generous offer, and we shall head off on the morrow.
That easy smile returns, and he says, "Excellent. I'll have your friend released from our dungeons here shortly. In the meantime, please, stay for supper."
Graciously, yes.
That goes for you too, young lady. Z.
I step out of my horrible hiding spot. Thank you, my lord.
He rolled a nat 20 on his spot check. He knew you were there the whole time.
Nice.
All good. She gives him an appreciative smile, like a kind of like a knowing look, you know, hoping that he has an understanding as a pirate.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, they get each other.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I will excuse myself to my quarters, and please, the bathhouse is open to all of you. And he exits.
Very deep breath exhaled.
Well, that could have gone worse.
That it could have. It couldn't have gone too much better. And look at that, we even have a job lined up.
We'll likely want to take an additional one. Perhaps a trade job, delivering something in the direction we're going, since we're getting no money up front to pay the wages of the crew.
I never make a trip without being loaded. But I'd say that goes for loaded more ways than one. Unless there's any objections, we should, find Jürgen and head back to the ship.
But what about the lunch he offered?
Oh, of course I'm talking after the meal.
Dragona will give like a look of relief and then nod.
All of you don't necessarily separate, but like you guys kind of settle in, I guess. You're not allowed to really explore the grounds, but a few of the servants that he has around here like lead you to various rooms for like bathing, laundry, etc. And Dragona, that larger man from earlier who let all of you out of the dungeon, approaches you. He says, I don't believe I ever got your name.
She'll kind of give him a look and say, "What's it to you?"
He smiles and he raises his hands placatingly. He says, of course, I haven't properly introduced myself. I am Hinagi. Getting a look at him, he's a half-elf. But for a half-elf, like, he's pretty big and burly. Just...
Dragona would look him up and down, and then just extend her hand and say, Dragona, nice to meet you.
Dragona. Lovely. It has to be difficult handling not one, not two, but 3 shots from a crossbow.
Well, out of character, she's definitely not going to show any sort of pain, so she'll just shrug. Go, yeah, it was nothing.
I know many men who could hardly take one.
I am no man.
He laughs very loudly. He goes, of course you're not. You are a lady. And if it's not too forward of me, I would like to ask for your favor.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
He would like to ask for your favor.
Oh, she'll give him, like, an eyeing look. Be like, what sort of favor?
He, like, chuckles and shrugs his shoulders. Says, I told the Baron that such formalities are, not becoming of people of our type. You know, old sailors turned nobility is not very, it's a bit of a culture shock. Basically, I'm asking if you are taken.
She will gasp. And, like, step back and go, oh, no.
Not interested?
And then-
Alright, fine.
Walk away. She'll just walk away. She'll go over to Tilia.
She's like, Mom.
I'm scared. Get me away from this guy.
He is as gentlemanly as can be. He's like, she said no. Alright, that's it. Like, immediately leaves you alone.
Yeah, if he didn't, he'd have a problem.
Mad respect, though.
Someone's hot micing something weird.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out who it was.
Don't seem to fix itself.
It did. It said fine.
We return back to Jurgen on the ship.
Do music plays.
Jurgen, you are... It's kind of a weird feeling. Like, these are your thoughts. But at the same time, you're also, like, trying to stop them from bubbling to the surface, and you are failing. And it is as odd as it is terrifying.
No doubt.
But Andon has, for all intents and purposes, escaped you. But the thoughts still run through your mind as you go through the bowels of the ship. You come across some of the crew playing cards. They turn, they look at you, and they say, Jurgen, you're supposed to be in bed. What are you doing with your sword out? And, like, the only reply you can really give is just, like, heavy breathing. You take 2 more points of damage. How close are you to 0?
I'm at 6.
You're at 6. Make me a fortitude save.
A 12. Have I gotten anything above a 12
You-
except for that 121 that didn't work?
You drop to your knees and then collapse on the floor unconscious again.
It's a little reassuring.
Okay. Okay, it's fireworks.
Yeah, we were having some fireworks here earlier.
Alright. You drop to one knee and you collapse. Hearing the crew, like, muttering worriedly to themselves. And when you come to again, you're back in your room for the second time. This time, instead of laying in your bed normally, they have taken your weapons and bound your hands together.
Understandably.
And there's still something in your mind. It's no longer driving you to kill, but it, like... In your own head, though, you're just like, where am I? What am I doing?
Yeah, I guess Jurgen would, he'd start, like, turning his head, trying to see if anybody's around.
Where am I? What am I doing? What happened? Where is everybody?
Are these the thoughts in my head, or am I
Yes.
hearing that?
So the thoughts in your head. But at the same time, you are also aware of where you are and where everybody is.
Out loud, that he's hearing these thoughts,
Yep.
right? Out loud, he's going to say to the thoughts in his head, "Who are you?"
Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? And, like, you feel that rage bubble up again. And it says, gotta get out of here. Gotta get out of here.
He says out loud, "We are staying right here. You almost got my friends killed." Oh fuck, Andon. And he starts shifting around, but is like, no, he's like kind of arguing with himself. Like, he wants to go check on Andon to see if he's okay, but he knows, like, getting out of bed is not a good idea for himself or anybody else right now.
Yeah, you're kind of having this battle with yourself. And when you draw upon your magic, it's like you're tapping into some kind of energy source, and it starts doing that again. Only this time you're not conjuring a firebolt. Like, you feel it happen, and you have to, like, grit your teeth as, like, it almost makes you sick to your stomach, the amount of power that you're drawing in. And then you hear a loud boom at the castle. Lightning has struck the courtyard. One of the Baron's men, like, whistles. He says, "Whew, the storm's a violent one." Good thing we're in here, huh?
Are we back to us?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. That makes sense.
Have we eaten lunch yet?
No, the table has been just brought out and plates. Basically, you guys are like just sitting down to eat.
Okay.
Hinagi comes in as all the plates are set down and the whatever the top of that little dome cover for like serving plates is, whatever that's called, is removed. Unfortunately the Baron had to leave on important business. And he encouraged all of you to eat, have your fill, and head back to your ship.
Yeah, I want to sense motive on that immediately.
Okay.
He lying? Is there some funky shit going on, or is the Baron actually on important business?
Go ahead and roll it.
Yes, I will. Once I learn my alphabet.
I show that.
All the skills are in alphabetical order, and it's tough for me, man.
If he is lying, then he's the best damn liar you've ever seen.
Alright.
Or heard, I guess.
Dragon is just gonna start digging in. Poison? Never heard of it.
I'm gonna wait a minute, watch her.
And nothing happens. There is a noted absence of servants, like, after the food has been set out. Like, none of them are here to refill wine or anything like that. The pitchers are left on the table. And he says, look, Hinagi says, your presence is going to definitely stir up some gossip among the servants and everybody else outside as word gets out. So keep the task the Baron gave you close to your chest.
Well, what about after the deed is done?
I mean, if you want to claim credit, go for it. But it's best if the Baron's hands are not shown.
Of course, it would only make our job easier as well.
Excellent. He nods at all of you, and then he makes his leave, saying as he goes, just exit through the gate whenever you're finished.
Gizar just kind of raised an eye as they started wolfing down food and then waited a minute to see if anything was going to happen.
Nothing happens.
and then he starts eating. Kind of a
Vapor, you have been brought up for dinner. Not dinner, but lunch.
Oh, good. Okay.
It wasn't going to miss the opportunity to use that to politely test for poison. As they just voluntarily start wolfing it down. But yeah, he eats his fill.
I'll eat after seeing everyone else eat.
It is, like, for being a bunch of pirates, whoever he hired can cook. Like, there's some nice roasted fish. It's got well, not fresh fruit, but as fresh as can be found here on the Isles. Lemon, various herbs and spices from definitely ships that have been looted and destroyed. Fine spiced wine. You've got a side of, like, more or less mashed potatoes with like a goat cheese in it. It's very tangy, very nice.
You're making me hungry.
Fresh baked bread. and squash.
What kind of drinks?
Spiced wine, water, ale. I guess there would also be harder alcohols like spirits and such.
Is the spiced wine kind of meant to be like the noble, fancy stuff, basically?
For what can be found around here, yeah.
Okay.
So the Baronaurs basically they have to make do with whatever they loot. The Barons just get like such a huge cut that's how they can afford all this shit basically. Like, because pirates on the sea, the pirates might rule, but if you've got a castle, good luck. Like,
All right. Yeah,
So-
he'll have some of the spiced wine with his meal.
is there any discussion over food? Nobody else is here with you. It's just you guys.
I think we're all just quietly tucking in. You never know when your last meal's or when a meal's going to be your last.
I hate these fireworks.
Yeah, Dragona would just be like shoving food in her face. No time to talk when you're eating.
Spoken like a true
Vapor
glutton.
hardly puts. I mean, she eats a little bit, but she doesn't eat nearly as much as everybody else.
Kazar doesn't-
Dragona's gonna hand her like a turkey leg. You need your protein.
I'm good. I promise. But thank you.
She'll shrug and go, more for me?
And just clean the bone in like one bite.
Like a vacuum.
Yeah, basically.
Cartoon style.
Yeah.
Are you a Hoover? Because damn.
Lamau.
That was a vacuum joke and a damn joke.
Unless anyone asks them anything, Kazar will just eat his fill with some of the spiced wine and exceptional table manners.
Yeah. Lunch passes uneventfully. As you guys return to the ship, fast forwarding there, almost all the crew is on the deck.
Kazar just raises an eye.
As soon as they see Tilia, Jimmy goes, Captain! Captain! Come quick!
I'll continue my same pace.
That's not quick! It's Jurgen.
Okay, my pace quickens. I jump up there.
You jump up, and yet, like, Jimmy's following you, and he's like, we don't know what happened. He just, like, he burned Andon's hands and came out of his room with his sword drawn and then just collapsed. Nobody knows what's wrong. And then, like, you see two of the crew are outside Jurgen's room, like, holding big sticks, ready to go in case he opens his door.
How? When's the last time anyone put eyes on him?
A couple of hours ago?
That's when he snapped?
Oh, no, he snapped it an hour before that. We check in every so often to make sure that he's still in bed. Last time anybody saw him, he was just muttering to himself.
You said he burned someone's hands.
Yes,
Ow.
Andon. Andon says he threw a fireball at him. Lucky it
He
didn't
attacked
burn
them
down the
with a
ship.
spell?
Where's Andon now? Is he okay?
You know, we put him on bed rest and got his hands wrapped up.
Kazar goes down to his room and walks into it.
Jurgen's room?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you see the like other crew members there with like big sticks. And they're like, are you sure you want to go in there? He's not himself.
Kazar just kind of raises an eye at them
I'd like to follow Kazar.
and then walks into the door. Anyway,
Okay. They like
magic's no joke, but Tilia's right behind him.
yeah, Flora and Schnorr like worm their way up there and like they're looking past the door, but like they're up against the wall where you can see like their noses and top of their head. Like
I turn around, I look at him and I go, "Come on, guys, we got this. Take 5."
grumble, grumble,
what is
grumble. Crew
Jurgen doing?
disperses. Jurgen, you're
When-
definitely still arguing with yourself. And as soon as Z walks in, unbeknownst to the rest of the party, of course, but whenever Z walks in, those thoughts immediately jump back to kill them before they kill you, kill them now. Make me a will save, please.
Okay. Is he able to say anything or no?
You're just whenever it happens, you just jump immediately into like action. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. 17.
You are able to resist it. Like you guys see Jurgen like tense up and some like magic pull into him, and then it just quickly disappears.
Yeah. Z Jurgen looks at you with terrified eyes and says, "I would highly suggest that you get out of here."
And why would that be?
Something is inside of me, and I don't know what it is.
Well, how do we get it out?
There's more than Z in this room. Why did you pick out her?
I don't know.
Have you tried asking the thing inside of you? Showing absolutely no concern that he's going to kill her.
Well, unless he's saying that out loud, we don't know that thought.
Yeah, no, it's all in his head.
Yeah, so we don't know that.
And
No, but he said something inside of me, didn't he?
yeah. Here, important distinction here, Jurgen. Like these are your thoughts, which is the weird thing.
All we know is that Jurgen has said Z should leave the room because the thing inside them said so.
Yeah.
That's all Jurgen's told us so far.
Okay, well then scratch the kill me part. Still showing no concern because she's not worried. She asks the same question. Have you tried asking the thing inside of you why I need to leave?
No, I've been just a little busy trying not to kill.
Kazar kind of like is starting to say something, but then stops and then turns to Z and says, "You should leave the room."
Yeah, I'll give a look to enforce it to Z, and then I'm gonna give a gesture to Dragona to kind of get behind him.
Fine. I'll go find Andor and figure out what happened. I go do that. And then I said the same thing. Disney, don't sue me.
What are you doing, Vapor? Sorry.
I stood outside all day. I went into.
Your mic's muted again, Blake. We can just hear you through Ryan.
So sorry. While everyone else goes into Jurgen's room, Vapor will have waited outside, and she'll look at Z when she comes out and say, "Everything all right in there?"
Not sure. Would you mind going in and telling me what happens later?
She'll look at the door. She'll look back at you. I'm not sure if I should.
I get
Would
the
you care if
feeling.
I went with you?
Fine. You can come with me. Yeah, I go find Andon.
Okay. Yeah, you find him. He's like they said, he's been put on bed rest. Like more than his hand is like burned, but his hand is the worst. Like it's completely bandaged up. You see some blood kind of like seeping through. The rest of him just looks a little singed. Like one of his eyebrows is missing.
Okay. I turn to Vapor and say, "Okay, it's not that I don't want you here, but really, I think we need Kazar. Will you go get him?"
Well then,
You're a healer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She'll go back.
Okay.
Um.
Meanwhile, I'm sorry, what were you gonna do, Z?
Oh, I was just gonna turn to Andon and ask what happened.
Okay. He will recount that they dragged him in. Andon was watching over him, like and making sure to like guard the door and stuff. And whenever he opened the door to check in on him, he just threw a fireball at him.
Right. And because I'm untrustworthy, I'm gonna sense motive, and I'll probably do it on Jurgen later.
Okay. Go ahead and roll sense motive.
Starts with an S. Not my best.
I mean, he's being truthful as far as you can tell.
All right. That's it for me.
Okay. Now, meanwhile, as like Vapor is returning to try and get Kazar, this scene with Jurgen. Let's go.
I am first going to cast Detect Magic.
Yeah, under his shirt is a divine aura.
I will I've noticed he's bound, right?
Yes, his hands are tied.
Okay. Then
They did that because he, ran around with his sword out.
Yeah. I'll simply move to raise his shirt to get a look at what this magic is coming from.
It is the amulet from a week ago that you found in that hole.
Okay. I will remove the amulet from them.
Okay.
Once the amulet is removed from them, I will say, has anything changed?
I was going to ask, did anything change? No?
No. As a matter of fact, it got worse when the amulet was taken away. Now Kazar is the object of the kill him and take it back. Kill him and take it back. Kill him and take it back. Make me another will save, please.
I want to give a gesture to Dragona. Like the second I see any sort of flicker, I want to get Dragona to try to help restrain him.
A 22. There we go.
Can I, like, I don't know, grapple him?
Yes, roll a grapple.
Hold him
check.
back.
Ooh.
I have to find that. Hold on.
It's below where your attacks are. Or I'm sorry, not your attacks, your base attack bonus. Or that isn't character sheet. Yeah, I mean he's already bound. You've got him in a firm. And yeah, like you guys see again, like as soon as Kazar takes that, he like tenses up again and that magic flares up, but Jurgen's able to like calm himself down.
Jurgen would just look at Kazar, and Kazar, you would see some fear in his eyes, and he says, "What is happening to me?"
Is that a yes?
Is a yes to what?
Has anything changed when I removed the amulet?
No.
No?
As a matter of fact, it got worse.
That in itself is a change. He then places the amulet back on him.
Your secondary thoughts, like, slowly, eventually go away. Your mind is now devoid of thought except for your own. Well, those were yours, but you know, like controlled thoughts.
Yeah, Jurgen. He just sits there, kind of feeling defeated, and he says, "I truly have no idea what that was.
Has something changed after putting it back on?
I don't know. I just felt so